It's not a walkthrough, playthrough, review, anything like that. It's just me playing the game badly so you can see what it looks like. Okay, then this is Battle Cars on the SNES. I've never played this before. I know pretty much nothing about it. I saw a brief video clip of it in one of these hidden gems type videos on YouTube and thought, I'll have a go at that. That looks interesting. One player. I don't know how it's going to play. I don't know what I'm going to drive. Do we want the spiky hedgehog looking car? We've got a Formula One-ish looking. No, it's got a closed cockpit there. What's that red thing? That just looks like. Now we're going with the spiky thing. Select your Oh, okay. So you can have different coloured spiky cars. We'll have the purple one, or will we have the red one? We'll have purple. Purple's cool. What? New? What? I can't read it. What the bloody hell? I didn't push a button. What's it just like? Okay, presentation wise this is kind of lacking in terms of anything. Oh, okay, so you can fire one thing at a time. It's like some kind of hockey puck, but there's no story, no intro, no nothing. It's just like bam, you're on the track, off you go, mate, best of luck. Do the other buttons do anything? Okay, shoulder buttons seem to turn you. Whoops, 30 seconds. What are you talking about? Yeah, you can like get extra turning force with the shoulder buttons, but they can just spit you into the barrier like that. I don't know about this, you see. I initially thought that what are you talking about? What? What was that? What? Target time. So I did it. Well, what? I've got no idea. I guess I'm getting stuff to add to my car. I've got no clue. I just want to go. Better bring your band-aids and remember to take the training wheels off that heap of junk. Okay, whatever. Press R. Okay. I don't care what he's saying. Let's just race, please. So, look at that. It's just. There's no countdown. You just go. That's pretty poor, I've got to say. I mean, it's obviously a futuristic racing kind of. It's Mario Kart, but trying to be futuristic, dystopian, and aggressive, and mean and moody, like Mad Max-ish. Death Race. What was the game? Film. Was it Death Race something or other? It's a thing. Yeah. I see what they're trying to do, and in some ways on a technical level, in terms of the way the track moves and everything, it's alright. There's nothing wrong with it. But overall, it feels rushed. It's that the presentation is weak. It's like that they've got the basics and just said that'll do and put it out there for sale. It's like an Amiga game from this era, really, albeit technically more advanced because of the Mode 7. But it's just like, it's not polished. It's not making me want to play more. It's like, here you are on a circuit. If you don't go, they're going to run into you from behind. Oh dear. And you can't... I suppose I should be using the shoulder buttons here. Yeah. Except if I do that, I'm just going to fly into the barriers anyway. No, 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 no. No. Oops. Cool, blew someone up. What do you do? I just can't care about it. They're like, I blew up a sprite. No, that's just... What was that? Oh, come on. We're not playing karting pinball here. 10 seconds till the pain is over. Please, hurry. 5, 4... Yeah. I'm going to stop now. I don't care whether the game is over or not. That battle cars, it's a battle, all right. It's a battle with your self-control to not just turn it off right there and then. On a technical level, certain aspects of it are well done, but the presentation is rubbish. It's not polished. It's incomplete. It's just been rushed, or they just didn't care enough to do it properly. I don't understand why this was on someone's hidden gems list, because frankly it's a polished turd, and it's not very polished, I can tell you. They probably polished it with sandpaper and a wire brush. I didn't enjoy that. Yeah, I'll shut up now. I think I kind of made my views clear. Thank you for watching. Hello, today's question for Q&A is from NiftyRetroGamer, Neil. He asks, maybe for Q&A. Now there's no maybe about it, it's for Q&A. I've recently been trying to hook up an Xbox 360 wireless steering wheel to my PC. Waste of time, he says. And I'm thinking of buying a new wheel and maybe a HOTAS? HOTAS? H-O-T-A? I don't know what that is. I've also been thinking about buying the Star Wars 1983 arcade Yoke. Sadly, they're not cheap. No, they're not. Believe me, I've looked. And even finding one is hard. Never mind affording it. Yeah, I'd love one. What are your favourite peripherals you've owned at home, played with at the arcades, and maybe currently own and use? Okay, currently own and use, none whatsoever. I have nothing, no fancy controllers, anything. Basically, when I moved out of Andrea's place and moved in here, everything not essential went. So fancy controllers and all of that, it's like it's either still in the loft there or went to a charity shop, or did I give any to friends? I don't remember. Time was short. So currently no peripherals that I can. I'm looking around now. I can't actually see much of it because most of my stuff is under throws and stuff. I don't think I have any funky peripherals at all anymore. I have had in the past things that come to mind. I had a Mad Catz steering wheel for my PS1, and what the hell was that gun called? Was it called a G-Con? Somewhere, don't remember. I had a light gun for the PS1. I had a light gun for the PS2 as well. In fact, 2 that played with Time Crisis. They were good, but the wiring up of them was complicated. And it was like just wires and pedal and stuff. Just it was a mess of wires. So while it worked really well, setting it up was a pain in the arse, and you had to have a CRT TV. So a light gun to me now is no good. I don't have a CRT anymore. Well, apart from this little camping black and white thing down here with a screen that's about that big, not so good for light gun games. But the best, now, before I get to the best, another thing that I had that really should have been good but wasn't, was a force feedback steering wheel that I bought to play with Gran Turismo 4 on the PS2. And it had some good features. It had like fold out arms that you could have it sitting on a table, but you could also fold out these arms that would sit either side of your legs, so you could have the wheel on your lap and they would like brace it against your legs, which I thought was really cool, because a lot of people, myself in particular, just didn't and don't have the space to have a desk or table or something dedicated to sit in front of you in front of the telly. So having it like clamp onto your legs was great. The problem with it was it wasn't or didn't calibrate properly. The pedals didn't calibrate, so you could have it pushed all the way down on the accelerator, but the Gran Turismo didn't register it as being pushed all the way down, and it didn't matter what I did, I couldn't make it register being pushed all the way. So I could never get the car up to full speed, and while the force feedback and everything was really nice and cool and impressive, I couldn't win races because I couldn't go full throttle anywhere at any point, and that was kind of rubbish. Best peripheral, Menacer light gun on the Mega Drive. It was a shame that I only had 2 games that were worth playing on it. One was the cartridge that came with it, and it had this Toe Jam and Earl tomato shooting thing, which was fun. And one was the Terminator 2 arcade game, which was great. And something about the Menacer, having it, I mean, you could, I'm gesticulating and everything, and you can't even see because my hands are below the camera level. You could have it just like a handgun, but you could also have it like a rifle. You'd got the stock thing that would, you brace it against your shoulder and hold it like a rifle, and the little scope thing and the sight down the end, and with everything, with the full stock and the scope kind of thing and everything on it, it was really bloody accurate. Literally what you aimed your sights at, if you know how to aim sights on a gun. Not that we have guns particularly in the UK, but I had an air rifle. I learned how to fire an air rifle. I know how to aim a gun. Back to the front to the target, and with a light gun you don't have to account for like the drop of the bullet or pellet or whatever. So yeah, when you lined up your sights with your target on the screen, you hit it. No messing about, no slight juddering or jiggling about or aim slightly to the left or slightly to wherever. You aim directly at it, you hit it. It was that good. It was really good. And it made playing Terminator 2 brilliant. I've tried playing it with the joypad, forget it. It's just not. On the Mega Drive, without the Menacer, it's just not good. You spend way too much time trying to move your crosshair, where with the Menacer it's just like point, shoot, they're dead. Great. Loved it. Just a shame there weren't more games that were compatible with it. I only had those 2. If there were other games for it, I didn't have any, or them, or whatever, and that's a shame. Arcade peripherals, I mean, yeah, the Atari Star Wars controller, awesome, and I mean it was on other games as well, because it was on the Empire Strikes Back, but we won't even talk about that. It was also on Return of the Jedi, and it worked really well on that as well. Light guns and that kind of thing. I mean, Operation Wolf wasn't even a light gun, was it? It was like an analog joystick, really. You did point the gun at the screen, and it controlled the crosshair, and it was very intuitive. It worked the way you would expect it to work if you were aiming a gun, but it wasn't a light gun. It was controlling through the base of the gun, which was attached to the cabinet. It was clever the way they did it. That worked really well. I like light gun or just gun games in the arcades. Something about the noise, and they've got force feedback, and that just having the thing rattle in your hand while you're firing with a lot of noise and everything, it's very immersive, and you're peering down the sights. I love that kind of thing. I mean, the first thing I ever played that comes to mind that was like that were electromechanical games. They were sort of light guns, I guess. I mean, if you remember in the 70s, Tin Can Alley, where you had like a plastic gun and you fired at tin cans on a plastic, it's kind of like a fence, I guess, and if you hit them correctly they'd get flipped off by a little mechanical thing. And there were arcade games that were that kind of thing. It would have been light coming from the gun and you were firing down a range, but I mean, it was physical. It wasn't on a TV screen. That these were targets that would fall down mechanically and then I guess stand up again when they had done their thing. But I loved playing them, and it was like I developed a fascination for gun games way back when I was like 3 or 4 or something like that. So any kind of arcade game or amusements game, as they were then, with a gun, I'm like, yeah, I like that. Give me a go of that. Okay, I think that's about all I've got to say on that subject. Anyone else who's got any questions they would like answering in a video like this, leave your question in the comments below. Begin with for Q&A, so I know not to just answer it in the comments. And thank you for watching.
What do you mean, subscribe to his Patreon? I already paid for breakfast. What more does he want? What? Oh, seemed he wasn't invited. Oh, I suppose I could eat his as well.